Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly divine the word of truth and sincerity. Shalom to you believers out there, the Aki and Wa'agwa. And I was just on YouTube and I came across this video from Pink Book Lessons. She be going in on Eve, man, and these women, but this going in on rapper Cash Doll, and she from Detroit, where I'm from. I think she's from the east side, I'm from the west, but I seen the lesson that she did, the Pink Bill lesson that she did on Cash Doll when Cash Doll was going in on the father of her child, saying she don't need no man and this, that, and the fourth, and she could. She rich, this, that, and the fourth. Now, you see the opening clip that I played of the woman that's been circulating. And it's going to get real serious, man. All of these things going to lead up to Isaiah 4 and 1. Because, a lot of these Pookies and Ray Rays, they not going to be around, for the woman to call. So let's check out this video. Because let's just check it out.
Have to keep a motherfucker around. So don't ever get it twisted. Don't act like, oh, she's just stuck. I ain't stuck. Bitch, I'm rich.
3 weeks later. Rick and Lana, this is where it all happened late last night. 4 armed suspects entering into that home. The homeowner who wasn't home at the time saw some security footage of those 4 men inside her home. She then reached out to a friend who confronted the suspects before a shootout occurred. And as police officers arrived on scene, they spotted a silver Lexus speeding away. A high-speed chase unfolded as armed men raced toward Chamblee, concluding with a crash about 3 miles away near a CarMax dealership. One of the suspects, 19-year-old Albert Burns, exited the car with a gun before being shot by Brookhaven police. He was rushed to the hospital, now listed in critical condition.
Just a couple of weeks ago, rapper Cash Doll jumped on live to tell everybody she was single, not even 30 days after having her second child with Tracy T. On that previous live, she was her typical self, gloating about buying Ralph Lauren socks for a newborn baby and the texture of her newborn's hair, confirming her own underlying issues, which led to her getting with a 3-time baby daddy to have 2 more kids with him herself for his skin color and texture of his hair, and then complained online about her relationship when it was over. In that video I covered here, Cash Doll said she didn't need a man, she was rich. Yes, she got online and put that out there to all of her followers, but when she saw...
And see, let me pause it real quick, because you hear what the girl's saying about her underlying problem. It's an underlying problem with a lot of our women, man. The Israelite woman, the Southern Kingdom woman mainly, the so-called black woman, she don't love herself. That's why she always got to have them lashes. She always got to have that weave. She always got to have them fake nails. And she always got to have that makeup. Because she don't love herself. She got to have a BBL if she ain't got nothing. In the back, she got to have a boob job. This is the problem, okay? Because they don't feel they beautiful. I understand a woman, she's going to get dialed up. That's just in a woman's nature, but our women always have to step out with lashes and weave and nail 24/7. They can't never just go natural. And when they do, they got to announce it to the world like they just doing something spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue.
4 men breaking into her Atlanta home? Guess who she called first? No, not the police. She called her baby daddy. The same man she said she didn't need because she was rich.
You see? And money is not going to save in a day of wrath. Money is a defense, of course. But it's like in the opening clip, like the lady said, what she say? It ain't nothing like the protection of a man. calling you, making sure you good, making sure if you need something. Like she said, what was that lady? Uh, the lady that got unalived by the police. If she had a man there, a masculine man there, she wouldn't have to call the police. And see, you women, y'all haughty, y'all arrogant, y'all head have been blown up, and y'all had this pseudo power walking around here thinking y'all can beat up everybody. And it's mainly the Southern Kingdom, the so-called black woman, Eve, But let's get Isaiah 32:9. It say, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Y'all really at ease. I've seen women dressed scantily clad walk past a group of men like it's nothing, and that's because they at ease. They got the most benefits for these women. And what did they do? What did Esau? He knew what he was doing, because I was listening to a lesson earlier from a brother. Esau knew what he was doing when he took the man out the house, because the man ultimately brings order to the house. He gave an analogy of when Mufasa died in The Lion King. What happened? Scar took over, and then the hyenas. And Scar is basically Esau, right? And his little hyenas. That's why you got these little niggas rolling around right now. These little Pookie and Ray Rays. They feminine. They hot-headed. Because they was raised by their mama. No male discipline. You see what I'm saying? And when they meet a masculine man, it irks their spirit, it irks their soul, because they never been around that, because they used to that feminine spirit in the household with Eve, man. But again, who she called? She called the same man that she didn't need, and that's what's gonna happen with the woman. The woman, the same women that was running around here, you too short, you too broke, you too this, you too that. When all hell breaks loose, she's going to revert back to a damsel in distress, because I've seen it multiple times. And this is an example. She reverted to a damsel in distress, and she had to call the man who she was just downing. Let's continue. Let me finish off the scripture. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yes, you're not going to be able to grab, that Starbucks every morning. You're not going to be able to get that weed from the Koreans. You're not going to be able to get those nails. You're not going to be able to get that makeup. All right. It's going to be hard for you out here. And a lot of you women, y'all going to get denied because you ran around the earth haughty with your nose stuck up. I don't need a man. I can do it all bad by myself. And that's what's gonna happen. You gonna do bad by yourself. Because matter of fact, let me get this scripture. Let me get this. Yep. Micah 7:10, it says, hold on, let me see. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as mire of the street. Yeah, you're going to be trodden down underfoot. You're going to have to let men, they're going to be denying a lot of these women, man. A lot of these women going to be trying to come and trying to act humble and nice, and it's going to be, and brothers going to be able to see right through their spirit. For real. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to contribute to y'all getting denied. Because a lot of y'all was talking smack against brothers who was teaching. You had no time for it. You tooted your nose up at it. And then you just point blank period tooted your nose up at men, period. If he wasn't making a certain amount, if he wasn't a certain height, if he wasn't a certain complexion. All of these little things, this great list that these women have. Guess what? That's what's going to contribute to you getting denied when you need a man. Now let's continue.
GBI is investigating an officer-involved shooting following a late-night home invasion robbery in Brookhaven. One of the suspects was shot after leading police on a chase that ended in Chambly.
Working hard, but something's holding you back.
It's 8:01. You're shot after leading police on a chase that ended in Chambly.
Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the scene of Thursday night's home invasion with the latest on the search for one of those suspects, Deidre. Yeah, police telling us that 4 suspects broke into this house here in Brookhaven. They then were involved in a shootout with the victim's friend.
Every reporter said she called her friend to go to the house. FYI, that quote, friend, that's Tracy T, the man she's got 2 babies with, 2 and under.
They led police on a chase into Chambly, where 3 people were apprehended and 4 of the suspects still on the run tonight.
It sounded like gunshots, so we looked outside and we saw like a car drive off.
Andrew Fisher captured this image of the suspect's vehicle fleeing the scene following a late-night home invasion robbery at his neighbor's house on the 2700 block of Caldwell Road. Police say the homeowner was looking at her home surveillance video when she saw 4 armed men inside the house. The woman called a male friend who drove to the residence and confronted the gunman before officers arrived. The man told Fox 5 off camera that he was rapper Tracy T.
And there it is. The reporter confirmed the friend she called to the house was Tracy T. That's the part that got me. Her thought wasn't to call the police. She called who? The same man she told 7 million people 3 weeks ago she didn't need?
I was on the phone and I heard like a crack, crack, crack. And I immediately was like, what's going on?
This neighbor, who asked us not to show her face, heard the shootout between the rapper and the fleeing suspects.
Heard a bunch more shots, so I called the police at 11. Shortly after, saw policemen lining the streets. Saw somebody put a marker on my driveway.
A responding officer observed the car leaving the neighborhood and pursued the vehicle into Chambly. It wrecked along Peachtree Boulevard, and the suspects got out of the vehicle and ran off. Officials say an officer shot 19-year-old Albert Eugene Burns, who was reportedly armed. Burns was transported to an area hospital. Police tracked down 22-year-old Davion Harper and 18-year-old Tyson Kamari Kirksey in the area a short time later.
And that's another problem. These 2 pookies running around, terrorizing other black people. You better believe this was targeted and not random. No skills, no job training, just home invasions. Wonder who raised these pookies.
Great point. Who you think raised these dudes? You know it was their mama, man. Look at them. Look at them. You can tell in their countenance. All right. This is the product of the single woman household. Okay. I don't need a man. I'm independent. Well, then her little sons grow up doing home invasions because they got time on their hand, because they don't have a father around that have been disciplining them since they was boys, and then putting them in sports and activities and keeping them out of the way. But ultimately, they don't have that threat of a father in the household to getting their ass when need be. And once they get a certain age, they can do whatever they want because mama can't control them. This is it. This is the product.
Yeah, what value system are they operating on? It's sickening.
They were transported to the DeKalb County Jail.
Kind of crazy that it happened here. No one was hurt in that house, which is great, and the cops handled it well.
Now, the GBI is investigating the officer-involved shooting. At the same time, they're asking that anyone with information on the whereabouts of that suspect who is still on the run to give them a call.
The neighbor called the police. Cash Doll called the father of her children, the one all her fans called broke, after she told them she was rich and didn't need him. But he was good enough to call up to confront robbers and risk his own life to protect her Birkin bags? Let that sink in.
First today, a burglary call leads to a chase and shooting involving an officer. We've been following this story for you all morning. Police tell us 1 suspect was shot and 2 others have been arrested. Let's go now live to Ariana Manise, who's been following this story for us all morning. So, Ariana, what's the latest from police?
Jonathan, in the last hour, we got new information from the GBI about this home invasion that ended in a police chase and car crash here at the intersection of Chamblee Dunwoody Road and Peachtree. Now, we're learning from the GBI that one of the suspects was shot by police and a fourth suspect is still on the run. Now, this started when Brookhaven police, they were called to a home on Caldwell Road around 11 p.m. for a home invasion. We're learning the homeowner was monitoring her home surveillance system when she noticed 4 armed men inside of her home. Now, she called a friend who drove towards the home and shortly after confronted the suspects. The suspects and the friend exchanged gunfire. Now, as the suspects were leaving the home, a Brookhaven police officer chased after their car. It ended when the suspect's car crashed near a utility pole. Now, all 4 suspects, they got out of their car and ran. The GBI says one of the suspects, a 19-year-old, had a gun. The responding officer shot the suspect, who continued to run, dropping 2 firearms as that suspect ran. Now, the officer fired again as the suspect tried to pick up those weapons. We spoke to Brookhaven police overnight, who detailed what happened after those shots were fired. Take a listen.
Rent a furnished private room with utilities and Wi-Fi for less than $135 a week with pads.
After those shots were fired, take a listen.
He tried to pull the vehicle over. The vehicle fled. There was a pursuit. That vehicle wrecked. 4 individuals inside the vehicle tried to flee. Multiple guns on scene in possession of those offenders. It resulted in an officer-involved shooting. That suspect is in the hospital, and 2 of those other offenders were apprehended.
And those 2 other suspects are 22 and 18 years old. Now, no officers were injured during this incident.
Yeah, they say nothing like this has happened before. One neighbor even telling us that she hid in her bathroom last night when she heard those gunshots. In Brookhaven, police say now they're still searching for the 4th suspect involved.
It's a great neighborhood. It's very peaceful. There are a lot of kids.
That's why home invasion late Thursday shocked those living in this Brookhaven community.
Last night was surprising. Yeah, it's the first time that anything like that has happened around here. For the whole time that I've been here, I think all of the neighbors are kind of like, it like jolted them. Like everybody was really surprised that something like that would happen. But I think it's just probably like a one-off thing, random, unfortunate thing that happened.
Just next door, Orly Fisher and her family heard the commotion.
We heard like probably 15 to 20 gunshots. We actually hid in our bathroom when it happened because we just didn't know what was going on.
Look, Becky been telling all her friends ever since she was a part of a Boys in the Hood scene.
I know there's several weapons on scene. Several of them are laying on the ground right now, but I don't know all the details of all of them.
Fisher says she doesn't know her neighbors well, but wants them to know they have support after a scary night.
We're bringing them some cookies. Yeah, we feel bad. We think that they have like 2 little kiddos in there, and I just think they must be so afraid. So we just wanted to let them know that like the neighborhood has their back and we're behind them.
And we did ask people coming out of the home if they had any comments about what happened. They said they did not. Meanwhile, Brookhaven police will investigate the home invasion, and the GBI is investigating the officer-involved shooting.
Okay, so that's in D. Cash Doll's house. And yeah, she's got 2 kids, but thankfully no one was at home. Cash Doll was back in her hometown of Detroit, preparing for a performance she had in the city over the weekend.
If you want to make money, make some noise. If you want to go to school, make some noise. That ain't match up. You gotta go to school to get the money. You gotta go to school to get the money, okay?
So today, I'm about to put y'all in my business. I normally don't put the internet in my business because I just feel like, you know, you share certain things and you keep certain things to yourself, right? But I've been violated bad. Since I've been in Detroit, I guess people was looking at my story and they see that I'm not home. And they found that this was the best opportunity to run inside of my house and get all my Birkin bags in Atlanta. However, that's cool. They got caught. You know, they got into a shootout with my child's father, and the police got all of them. And we ain't took no L, you know? So it's a celebration, but it's also sad that it's Black people that's just running inside of people's home trying to take their things. And what if my kids was there? What if my sister was there? What if my mom was there? What if Tracy was there asleep and y'all caught him slipping? They came in with guns. I'm putting y'all in my business today. because I'm so upset that
And see, during Jacob's trouble, this is what's gonna be happening. But it ain't gonna be nobody to call, especially for a lot of you single mothers, women, period. But you got single mothers. Men is gonna be gone. A lot of men gonna get took out, and it's gonna be no one to call. So you're gonna be left vulnerable. It's not a game, man. It's not a game. But listen to this. This another point I want to bring up because we under the curses. Check this out.
Ronnie Mayers, the community leader and over in Brookhaven and the block that I stay in, because you guys, I stay in a nice neighborhood, you know, where I'm the only black person on my block and the youngest person on my block, you know. And this man had the audacity to go to the news, Ronnie Mayers. He went to the news and told them that my house is a drug house because it's trafficking a lot of black people there. Because
Yeah, and I didn't look up the guy who she talking about, but yeah, we under the curses, Jake. Cash Doll, you're an Israelite. You probably do have a lot of traffic. But nonetheless, I doubt it's a drug house. I doubt she that stupid, you know. But that's how they look at us when we have things, nice homes and cars. Like they automatically assume it got to be drugs, cause that guy, he really don't know that she's a rapper. So I want to get this. Deuteronomy 28:37 saying, "Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." So let me see. I want to do this. I want to get these other versions. The NLT say you will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which the Lord send you. That's why anytime, it don't matter what status Jake in, he still get ridiculed. He still get treated like what? A nigga. I just seen a video recently where they kicked the rapper Juvenile out of First Class. They was trying to downgrade his ticket to Coach, and he just was like, "I'll get off the plane." The AMP say, "And you will become a horror, a proverb, a mere object lesson, and a taunt, a derisive joke among all the people to which the Lord drives you." A derisive joke. So it don't matter your status, how much money you have, you still a joke in the eyes of these other nations. All right, because no matter you have had people like Oprah that have went out the country and got treated like a nigga. All right, she was trying to buy something or get it on credit or something like that, and the woman wouldn't do it because they didn't know who she was. Okay, just like Juvenile got kicked off the plane, and just like Terrell Davis had that incident on the plane, and the countless examples. But that's them curses.
always traffic, he just assumed that since it's nice cars and other black, nice, successful people pulling up, that's entertainers, that's friends, producers that have nice things as well, and there's a lot of traffic because I have 2 kids under 2. Things as well, and there's a lot of traffic because I have 2 kids under 2, that I have drugs in my home. The sacrifices I make, how hard I work, everything that I do for you to just associate me with drugs just because I'm young, black, and successful. That's crazy. That you went to the internet and you went to the news, and told the news that me, and my child father is running a drug house.
Curses. It's the curses.
Cash Doll was upset that the man said he believed her house was a drug house because there's a lot of activity there. You had a bunch of comments where people told Cash Doll to sue the man for his comment. She explained she was the youngest person and the only black person on her street. Okay, so can I keep it real right now? Cash Doll, do you realize that a shootout is not a normal occurrence in that neighborhood? She's not in the West End, Mechanicsville, College Park, Riverdale, Jonesboro, or the south side of Decatur. Nah, sad to say a report like this in those areas, it wouldn't be shocking. But this was Brookhaven. Her neighborhood is one expensive, but it's also quiet. Nothing much going on outside of normal, safe living. Cash Doll attracted crime in this situation. And I say that because if you're familiar with her, you can attest that she's always showing off online. Her brand is synonymous with bragging, flogging, flossing, and being flashy like a lot of her peers. This is what they do, the foolish people, men and women in her industry. She'll show off super expensive Birkin bags on IG, then look dumbfounded when some low-life pookies run into her house to take everything she's got. Her running her mouth on IG, showing and telling everything, is exactly how these guys knew she wasn't at home. They didn't run in the neighborhood to steal from the white people they don't know. Pookie don't know them or what they got. He knew Keisha, though. Yeah, he knew Keisha, a.k.a. Cash Doll.
Yeah, and her real name is Arkisha. It's so funny because one thing brothers harp on is how you can be in a nice neighborhood and a Keisha come there and then these type of things happen. Why? Because she normally, and that's the thing, like you try to get away from niggas, but you got to keep the nigga woman out as well because she's going to bring niggas and she going to bring that unwanted attention. So if you in a nice neighborhood and you see one of these nigga women move in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. Because who you think she going to bring around? All right. To be either looking at what you got, or either running up or being loud at her house and all these type of things. That's why whoever that was probably thought it was a drug house because of the traffic. Because Keisha always gonna bring that drama. And you see, the neighborhood was quiet until Keisha got there, and it's spiritual because her name is Keisha. Can't make it up, man.
And what she had because she advertised it on social media. When Cash Doll told everybody about this incident at her house, you saw.
So that's pretty much the point, you know. I just wanted to bring this out, Lord willing, it was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.